We the fans need to get loud and make champ vs. champ happen. WBA wrongly took Machado's super featherweight title away and gave it to Tank Davis. WBA, make that fight happen. Let him get a chance to get his belt back. Right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. Let's get into it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You can hate him for not making that fight happen, but this is an unbiased show. We talk boxing. If it is just some missed details, the Double RT Boxing Show, Mr.A is here to help you, because that's what we do. We talk that boxing, spit that fire on the internet, dragging on the net, hashtag dragging on the net. Follow me on at Twitter at RRTB Show. Double RT, the Double RT, the Double RT Boxing Show with Mr.A. Alright, like we discussed, this fight needs to happen. And us boxing fans, this show, the Double RT Boxing Show, is going to do its best to get the fight going on. We're 364 deep. Maybe we get that 500. It might happen, but share this video. It's going to be on Twitter. Share it. We need to put in all the comments around all the boxing channels. Alberto Machado, he's saying he wants to fight Francisco Vargas next as a nice voluntary. That'll be a great fight. Puerto Rican, Mexican fan base. You put it in Staples Center, put it in Texas. But man, you put that in the StubHub Center, that might be a ridiculous fight right there. Now, nothing wrong with that fight. It's a good voluntary fight. Former champion, a champion, building up his fan base in the States. But what we need to see is that champ versus champ. We need that super in that world to go at it. Gervonta Davis versus Alberto Machado. Now, he can't unify Machado, or actually Machado can't unify at all because he's the world. Only the super champion can unify. Alberto will have to drop his belt to challenge another organization champion. But who can unify is Gervonta Davis, which he's patiently waiting to try and get that unification with Tevin Farmer, who should beat Billy Dibb on August 3rd coming up for the vacant IBF. And obviously, with Gervonta Davis and Farmer building it up, they're going to try that unification bout. Bullshit. Davis should fight Alberto Machado, and then that winner should go on and unify, because to come in the 28th, you have the vacant WBO between Christopher Diaz and Masuki Ito. So you have the super featherweight title right there in the WBO on the 28th. And then you got the WBC, Miguel Burchett. Who knows when the hell he's going to fight Roman. Those guys been fucking delaying that fight forever. So you got those two titles tied up. You got the IBF tied up. Right now, even though Alberto Machado wants to fight Vargas, if he gets a shot at getting his title back, and I say his title because after he beat Jazarel Corrales, remember Jazarel lost that belt on the scales. The only one who could win it was Alberto Machado, and after he knocked him out, he was announced, and the new super featherweight champion, Alberto Machado. He wasn't announced as the world, he was announced as the super. And then all of a sudden, Gervonta Davis, he fight Jesus Quasar. Who the hell is Gervonta Davis, really? Does he look the part? Is his hand speed impressive? Absolutely. Does his punching selection looks great? Yes. Does his power look like the real thing? Yes. But really, who is he? Who is Gervonta Davis. He beat his last 2 victories was what? On the Mayweather card, he beat Francisco Fonseca. And I actually thought he was losing that fight. He was coming on strong and he knocked him out. And it's a questionable one. Did he hit him behind the head or something? Remember, it was a questionable one. He didn't look too hot in that fight, you know. And Francisco Fonseca was a lanky guy, moving around the ring, working behind the jab. You know, a little tall. Something maybe Alberto Machado can do with a little more crack in those gloves. Maybe, you know. And then after he fights Fonseca, he goes on and fights Jesus Cuellar, who was off a year and a half and coming up in weight. So on his last, and remember, and against Francisco Fonseca, he lost the belt on the scale. So who exactly is Gervonta Davis? He looks the part, but has he done enough for us to say he is who we're claiming he is? I don't know. I don't know if he passes the eyeball test for me. I do not know. He looks good. You know, he looks good. He's like an Anthony Yard to me. He's like an Anthony Yard. He needs to fight someone now. You know, Jose Pedraza, he was moving up in weight class. He was gonna give up the belt. They just offered him a lot of money, so he stayed at a weight class he couldn't make anymore. You know, he turned his training camp into a fat cat. Got beat up. Then he can't make that weight anymore. So he fights a champion who can't make a weight class. He fights Fonseca, who he didn't look too good against, lost the belt on the scales. Then he fights Cuellar, who's coming off a year and a half layoff, coming up in the weight class. Who is he? We need to see champ versus champ. Alberto Machado, the world champion, formerly known as the super champion, and lost it for no reason. You know, the WBA, their reasoning was, you know, according to the article in the boxing scene, that due to the fact that Jazarel Corrales lost the belt on the scale, it downgraded Machado's chance. He can only win the world now. But like I said, you watch that fight, and after he knocks him out, they announce him as the new WBA super featherweight champion. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. Hit that thumbs up. Twitter at Double RTB Show. Hashtag Dragon on the Net, because this show is how we spit that fire. Hashtag Dragon on the Net. Thank you for your time and support. Let's get those subscribers up. Please subscribe. 364. Let's get it to 500. Thumbs up from me to you. Thanks a lot.